So your irrigation system just turned on, Bob, and I was talking to you on the phone. We were wondering about all the moisture in the irrigation. Yeah, it might be coming from the back, but I think this could be a good reason too. Definitely get that fixed. Hey, good morning, Bob. This is Home Inspector Dan, coming to you today from your townhome that you had me inspect. Taking a look at the outside first. We're going to walk through the inside, check all of your systems, make sure everything's running good. Now, you do have neighbors on both sides, so you don't have to worry about insulation. That'll help keep it a little bit cool, but we're going to try and get up on the roof today, see if we can't see what year that AC is made. In the front of the house here, this walkway going up, it's a little bit of settlement going on, so there's a little bit of a trip hazard right up there. It's not bad, but got this nice shade tree out here that's probably contributing to it. Your back wall has got some evidence of excessive moisture. Of course, with all this irrigation and grass here, the water is going to get up in between the cement and the block, or the cement and the paint. The paint's going to start to peel away. So we don't have really good drainage around the patio area here. Everything coming off your home, even that rain gutter up there on top, it's actually coming down and discharging right next to your foundation behind all these bushes. So all this moisture from up on the roof has got nowhere to go. Yeah, it's feeding your bushes. Bushes look great. This lantana, beautiful colors on it today. But you're getting excessive moisture in this area, and it's going to cause foundation issues eventually. Taking a look at the gate here on the side of the house, some of the planks are kind of warped a little bit, but it could look much worse. Inside of the little patio area here, we have this makeshift shed or makeshift awning over the top. It's not really connected to the house the way it should be. There's not a whole lot of weight here because it is like a fiberglass roof on this to protect it, but we're missing proper flashing back there against the house, so any water could penetrate and go down into the stucco there. I'm not seeing much, but I am seeing some cracking along the sliding glass door here, just telling me everything's warped. Things are moving around a little bit. Missing your screen on the sliding door. Big sliding door works great. It is aged, and we do have some water spots in a couple areas along the frame here where moisture has gotten in and went inside the glass there. This is your only dual pane window in the house. But again, with the excessive moisture, any water that comes down here, it's only got one place to go. That's your drainage right there. So you want to make sure everything gets out that way. But I think the most of the excessive water is coming from the irrigation system in the back there. There's a couple parts of the patio that could be repaired. That's getting loose there. We've had a little bit of shifting on the patio ceiling. So the fixture on the side of the house is definitely loose. Needs to be tightened up. We're seeing some areas of stucco gaps, cracks along there where water can penetrate. Can cause some issues. Going into the home, it's only about a 900 square foot townhome. Not too big, so our AC unit's up on the roof. We haven't been up there yet. We'll go check that out. It's pretty nice because we've got a window that goes right off to the roof, so I don't have to get my ladder out. Washing machine, dryer, ran them for a full cycle, didn't have any issues with that. Your dryer discharges right outside this wall. So if you look out your front door here, that's where your laundry vent, your bathroom vent, and your dryer vent discharge from this laundry and bathroom right here in the front. Did want to make sure that the doorbell's working. That's your doorbell chime right there. If you need to replace that, make it sound a little bit better, it's up to you. But your doorbell also needs this transformer to work properly. This takes high power from your service panel and converts it down to a low voltage. So if you go to push on that doorbell and for some reason you get an electrical shock, it isn't going to electrocute you, 110 volts electrocute you, it's just going to give you like 9 or 10 volts. We've got a 2010 Bradford White water heater. I'm going to look up on Bradford White. The G is usually means the year that it was built. It's weird that they didn't put numbers on here, they put letters. But it's easy, just to cross-reference this if you know where to go. G is a 2010 unit. We do have a drip pan down here. Catch any of the water that might collect outside the water heater, but what are you going to do with it? So water is going to build up in here and then it's going to drain out here. What's the point of the drain pan if you don't have a discharge? None. Connections on the water heater look good. Got your bonding. TPR valve is connected, drains right to the exterior, right outside this wall. Electrical service panel, 150 amp service today. We do have some labels here. We do have a GFI, an older style GFI. Something kind of funny about that I want to talk to you about. When I tripped the GFI breaker on the exterior, this tripped off. But this is also connected to both bathrooms and the laundry room here. So when I went to reset them, you've got GFI, you have GFI outlets in both bathrooms. So you go to reset them, and if this isn't reset yet, you won't be able to reset those GFIs in the bathroom. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to take my tester here, plug it in. Okay, we've got power. I just tripped it. So it didn't trip here, it actually tripped out in the service panel in the other room, in the laundry room. So you can see that tripped right there. So let's turn that back on. And now you have power. But if you go to test it, you push the test button and say your power is off. You don't have power on that breaker. This guy actually isn't going to reset. So you can't get that to reset until you reset it in the main service panel. So as long as you go over and trip this circuit breaker back on, now you'll be able to reset it. Wonderful. That's how that works. All right, bathrooms aren't too crazy. You got the seashell sink going on. No idea. I don't know. Just a random light on the back wall. Maybe there used to be another mirror over there. Couldn't tell you. Toilet's got a bit of a movement to it. A lot of movement, I would say. It's not connected to the ground hardly at all. Underneath the sinks, not too much crazy going on today. We've got the old angle stops. Don't see any corrosion, don't see any water leaks underneath the sink here. Older, but not a big deal. Fan in the bathroom works just fine. The fan in the laundry room was making some noise. So I'd recommend that this one either get cleaned or just replaced. It's working, but how well, I don't know. So you've got an air return here, so this is going to suck up air from the first floor up to the AC unit. Got a filter inside of there. It's actually rather dirty today. Needs to be cleaned out. You don't have to go real thick on those air filters. Just get something pretty thin, but just change it out regularly. So we've had some work done on the cabinets here not that long ago. There's no back on the cabinets at all. The screws that they use for the cabinets are actually just sheetrock screws. There's no shoulder to them, so they aren't considered your typical cabinet screw. They missed a nice little gap there. Stove, oven, everything is working good. There's no anti-tip. There is actually a little hole in the wall behind here where the electrical power cable goes into the wall. It's a nice size hole back there that needs to be filled in so you don't have little mice coming in the middle of the night. Microwave was working fine, didn't see any issues with it. It was manufactured in 2003, so it's got a little bit of date on it. I'm not playing around with that turntable today. The exhaust did go outside, but it did also come inside. So there's a little bit of a gap here, a little bit of a gap up there. This isn't sealed perfectly onto the microwave, so we're getting a little bit of exhaust coming out of there, and you really need to get rid of that duct tape and get really good aluminum foil tape for that section. That'll make sure that that duct tape doesn't dry and fall off. Oh yeah, the electrical outlet that's just chilling out. Cabinet drawers and doors, they look good, they look finished nice. You gotta like grab them just right to open them up. Put some knobs on here, it makes a lot of sense. No need to put a knob up here. Talked about that the other day. This guy doesn't open, so just leave a knob off that. Garbage disposal is working good. Our electrical outlet in the back there does not have a switch plate cover, so any water that might splash back here could jump up into that electrical box and short circuit something, electrocute somebody. It's not good either way. Needs to have a cover on it. Sink was actually working just fine. Garbage disposal sounded great today. Running the dishwasher for a full cycle. Making sure that all this water is going to drain out. One thing I did notice about the fridge, I don't always check fridges, but I do check the connections behind them. This fridge is nothing crazy going on, but when I do pull it out, I saw there was a little hole in the wall back here. There was some frog tape, and I didn't know what was behind it. Let me just pull it off. And that is what Spackle does. If you're trying to use Spackle in too big of an area, it's not sheetrock mud. Spackle is made for really small fixes. So Spackle will actually dry out too much and leave all these cracks. So if you're trying to cover something up, Spackle is not the thing to use on a big area like that. The frog tape doesn't conceal it any better either. Alright, we can adjust the lights in the kitchen and in the dining room. Older style, but working just fine. Working good today. Checking our railings. Don't like it when it hangs out like this because you could grab a coat pocket or something on that. It's not the safest way to do staircases. We have found out that there are safer ways to mount a railing onto the wall without having a loop on the end. So if you're coming down the stairs, and I know it's Arizona, we don't have a lot of coats, but something could catch here, snag you, twirl you around, and you could fall down. I know it's crazy, but crazy stuff happens to everybody. Coming up the stairs, we've got a smoke detector. I think it was 2012, 2021. So we're 2 years old on that one. We're missing one on the first floor. There's no need for a carbon monoxide detector here, but it's never a bad idea to get one. So we got a little over 40 years on this home. We're still built in the 80s, so popcorn ceiling is not gonna have asbestos in it at this point. Cracky floors. New carpet, you can actually hear some of the plastic underneath the flooring moving around. Then you can see the shelves in the closet here, a little bit bent. We're actually gonna go out onto this roof here in just a minute. Doors were shutting good, lights in the hallway. Got a couple different ways to turn that on and off. I don't know, would you rather use the light switch or use that guy? That's confusing. This room, we were having some issues with the ceiling fan. The ceiling fan is plugged in over here to a switched outlet, but it won't turn on and off. I tried playing with the knob here a little bit, and I did get the lights to kind of sporadically jump on, but they're not staying on, so there's some issue in the wiring here for the ceiling fan. Single pane windows, actually working really nicely. A little bit of gunk in them like always, need to clean that out. Closes, latches good. I always pull the blinds up when I get to a property, take my pictures of the rooms, and then after I get done with the room, I'll pull the blinds down just to kind of give me a visual confirmation that, yep, you're done with this room. Painting is not ideal here. You probably want to put a coat of paint on everything. It's going a little dungy or grungy, whatever you want to say. Here's your other air filter for the second floor, so you're going to get a little bit of a stack effect from the hot air rising up the stairs all day. So at least you've got an air return on this level and on the first level to help distribute that air better. And we've got another toilet that's not good. Needs to be put down and secured to the floor. And the same thing with this GFI outlet. If you trip it down in the breaker, make sure to reset that one first so you can reset this one. Corner medicine cabinets. Pretty cool. Little closet behind the entry door to put your towels and knickknacks. The shower actually didn't have any issues today. It's a one-piece insert, so there's no caulking gaps, much to worry about. This is the second floor, so you do have to worry about water getting below this tile and causing damage to the ceiling down below. So you want to make sure that all these cracks are filled in good, that you don't have any major gaps, so if water does seep out, it doesn't go downstairs. This shower was actually leaking a little bit out of that handle when I turned the hot on. The cold started leaking. Dripping, which it's not dripping anywhere bad, so it's not a huge problem. Turn it on a little bit. So the shower itself, I can't adjust the shower head here. I tried to move it over, but I'm sure the calcium deposits are preventing that thing from moving around anymore, so we've just got this really solid stream of water coming down right now. It's draining good, it's heating up good. There's really no problem with flow or pressure or drainage with any of the fixtures in the house today. So now let's see if we can't crawl out of here. It's actually a pretty nice view from this bedroom. I know it's kind of ugly looking out at the roof surface. I guess if I was a teenager, I'd probably be hanging out here quite a bit. So actually, you got a view of the mountains over there, some pine trees. Nice big flowering tree right there. It's actually not bad. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, that wasn't very hard at all. I'm gonna get a couple blisters forming on the roof. Oh, it's like a pimple, I want to pop it. Nasty. So some water ponding, which is really typical on flat roof surfaces. We're gonna have a little bit of this in all the low areas around the scupper. It's just really good to pay attention to these areas when water does pond up, because this is usually where it leaks down into the wall. Make sure that this is all sealed up. About 2 cans of caulking on this one. Some of these gaps up at the parapet wall need to be sealed in, just to make sure that you don't get any moisture coming back into the home. This actually isn't even on top of your home here. This is above your neighbor's house, so I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Why I'm looking at it. I need to get over up there. I really need my ladder. Alright, let's go get my ladder. Actually, look at this. Ooh. Oh, that's wide open. Wide freaking open. All the way up there. Probably not a good idea. This one the same way. Yeah. I mean, I guess you want it to drain right, but you don't want bugs and everything to go up in there either. Yeah, don't grab the window frame when you do this. Trust me. Alright, so this is a community building. You can tell that there's 4 different units here. The unit we're inspecting is this front unit right here, separated by this potential firewall going down. There's no attic space in there, so I can't confirm or deny that. Train unit from 2006, 17 years old. Is a train unit. It's killing it today. It looks rough though. Looks a little bit rough on the outside. Some of the roofing foam that they sprayed on is starting to wear off. So your condensate line goes out here, and we like to see this drip off the roof just so it doesn't cause any problems. Got pretty close, but they just want this drip to go in here and then into the rain gutter and down into that really bad drainage area. So there's some improvements, or room for improvements here. Get that discharge completely off the roof and on down. Other than that, you've got some concrete tiles on the front, some of the flashing, the caulking, mastic, whatever you have. Remember that flashing and cracking. Need some maintenance. Then our fiberglass roof down there, didn't see any issues with that. So here's that view from way up high. Big old pine trees. Okay, let's go down. So as I was climbing up the stairs here, or the ladder, I noticed some of these major cracks all along this parapet wall. You know, any water that gets in here is going to find its way, and then it's going to run down into your wall. And we know now that these wall cavities are completely open, so any moisture coming down here is just going to run down there. But it's still not the way it should be. Still don't like it. That big old gap around that nail. Nice water intrusion point all along there. Maintenance needed, for sure. Alright, get off the roof. Down. Pretty much does it for our inspection today. This at 900 square feet, you're not going to have much. Got a couple bedrooms upstairs, bathroom on the first floor, bathroom on the second floor. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. A little bit of maintenance here and there, but it's a good house. So you can see that railing starting to pull away from the wall there. Didn't see that before, but I see it now. It's still really secure. It's not going anywhere. None of them are, but that looks like it's definitely been bent away from the wall there. I'm Home Inspector Dan. Thanks for following me around today. Small property. Most of us are going to buy a little bit bigger home than this, but people live everywhere, man. So that's why home inspectors go everywhere. We inspect every type of residential building. Whether it be a condo, a townhome, 1-story, 2-story, 3-story, with, without a basement, crawl space, As a home inspector, you have to be a little bit flexible on what type of properties you're going to do and be aware of what you're going to find on different types of properties. This looks like it's been remodeled a little bit, 40 years old. So the structure, things like that, they weren't built up to our current standards, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad house to live in. If you need somebody to get their eyes on it and give you their opinion about your house in the Arizona area, again, my name is Home Inspector Dan. I work for BPG Inspections in Phoenix, Arizona. You could book me at bpginspections.com or call 1-800-285-3001, or just go right over to my YouTube page, homeinspectordan.com. Send me a comment. I'll give you a call. We'll set something up. But don't buy a house without getting it inspected. Don't fall for that. Well, you better not be spraying my car. Oh, thank God. Yeah, I don't like your sprinklers here. Just sprayed everything in the back of my car. Spraying that car. God. We're at our draw inspection out in Mesa. I think it's the 6th draw inspection we've had at this property. Taking a look around, see they've got some of the foundation put in, some of the plumbing, some of the retaining walls, parge coat on the side of this wall. It's all that black stuff. It's going to prevent all the water from penetrating the wall. Just walking around, taking a look at everything, making sure that things are going together well. Making sure they're not having any more issues. I think the builder is going to show up here in a little bit and discuss some of the work that's been going on here over the last few months. I can't remember when this project is supposed to be done by. I think it's this fall. 12, I believe, draw inspections total. Can't tell. That's Mesa Airport over there, and they do manufacture some Blackhawks. So just wanted to take a look, see if it was. So as you can tell, this will be the top of the house, top of the property up here. This will be kind of the backyard. So this area in the back, I guess the HOA on the back side is having some issues with us building this house here. They don't like the idea of us being able to see into the house, so I'm not sure what course of action they're going to take against that. I have to talk to the builder about that again. Making sure the perimeter walls are nothing crazy going on with them. Hey, they're straight like they should be. Yeah, you can kind of see by that house up there that the front part of the house is probably going to be 2, possibly 3 levels. Here, I think it's a 3-level house. Pool in the backyard. So I believe this is shotcrete that they used on this wall over here. I think the builder was telling me it was like an extra several $1,000s to get this done, but this is just going to help prevent this wall from falling down or erosion from occurring. So all this is just solid, so there won't be any erosion from here. Everything should go around it to the back side or down below through the drainage canal between the properties here. Just prevents water from getting back underneath this wall, so we don't get any settlement from the neighboring property up there. And some of this piping being put in here. Form boards still in there. That looks pretty fresh. Makes sense. Adjustable post base. Must be putting in a couple posts. One there, one there. One here, one there. A couple more posts up here. So this is probably all patio. I'm guessing if there's that many posts. We'll see. I haven't looked at the blueprints or plans. Look at that mixture of rebar down there. That's pretty crazy. Different levels. That must be the garage there. You can see the dip down. There's about a 2-inch drop. It's typical for most garages to be built a little bit thinner. So you got your garage, your main room, basement, I guess, and then your main level here. So maybe it's only a 2-level house with another garage down there at the bottom. It's a cool property. It's been fun being out here and seeing how it all comes together. Like I said, I'm not 100% positive when this is supposed to be done. I think it's supposed to be done this fall. We've got roughly 6 more draw inspections, so if I get the builder to show up and go through some of this with you on film, that's my goal. We'll definitely be doing a follow-up to this video as soon as we can. It's kind of warm out. It's hot, caliente.
Yeah, up there it's hotter than here.
Yeah. Super hot. Well, I think I got everything I need. I think the builder might be showing up here in a few minutes, so I'm going to sit in my car just for a few minutes and wait for him.
Okay.
If he doesn't show up, I'll take off. But
yeah, he should be here anytime. He should be here anytime, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. So we're actually on our way to Mesa right now. Just about there, going by the Mesa Falcon Airport. But there's a little hidden gem up here that I haven't been to for a while. Do you guys like sandwiches? Do you like sandwiches? How about a knuckle sandwich? These knuckle sandwiches are amazing. But I gotta stop by somewhere here in Mesa, kind of close to where I used to work. I used to go here quite a bit. Didn't really realize these chicken salad sandwiches are so damn good. And I'm going back here like once a week. I can't not go here. It's called knuckle sandwiches. Knuckle sandwiches. You got a knuckle in your face. Alright, I'm getting hungry. So just right off the intersection of Brown and Higley, if you head west, pull into this little strip mall here. There's our knuckle sandwiches. It's really not even that expensive for 2 big old sandwiches. It's not bad at all. So my thinking is to take my wife's turkey sandwich out, leave my cold chicken in there, throw it in the fridge when I get home for a little bit, because nobody likes a warm chicken salad sandwich, right?